Alex, I am so thrilled to be doing this interview with you. At the result...
What I'm about to tell you is so insane that when I first heard it, I literally thought it was a joke. A young tennis player walks up to a little girl after a match, hands her a sweaty racket, and walks away thinking nothing of it. Fast forward 48 hours and she's sitting in a hotel lobby, hands shaking, tears streaming down her face, staring at a contract worth tens of millions of dollars per year. No, this isn't a movie. No, this isn't clickbait. This actually happened last week, and the entire sports world is completely losing its mind right now. I'm talking about Alex Eala from the Philippines, and what just happened to her is the single most insane rags to riches moment in tennis history. Stick with me because by the end of this story, you're going to believe in miracles again. Before we dive in, you need to understand something crucial. Tennis is brutal for young players, especially if you're not from a wealthy country. We're talking about a sport where you need to fly around the world constantly, pay for coaches who charge thousands per week, rent practice facilities, hire physiotherapists, nutritionists, sports psychologists, and somehow still have money left over to actually eat and sleep. Most talented players quit before they ever make it big because they literally run out of money. Their parents drain their savings, they max out credit cards, and eventually they just can't afford to continue. That's the reality. Now imagine you're Alex Eala. You're from the Philippines, a country that loves tennis but doesn't have the massive sports infrastructure of the US or Europe. You're grinding through tournaments in the Middle East, which is one of the most expensive and exhausting swings on the tour. The heat is unbearable, you're thousands of miles from home, and every single match feels like life or death because an entire nation is watching your every move. The pressure is crushing. Critics are constantly asking if you're good enough, if you can break into the top 50, if you belong with the elite players. And here's the thing, Alex has been dealing with this for months. We saw her battle in Abu Dhabi, giving everything she had. We watched her heartbreak in Qatar when she got knocked out early despite playing incredible tennis. Every loss feels like you've let down millions of people. Every win feels like you can finally breathe for 5 minutes before the next match starts. So Alex shows up to this exhibition match, which is basically a fancy tennis event where rich people and royalty come to watch players compete in a more relaxed setting. She's exhausted, probably wondering how she's going to afford next month's training expenses, but she steps on that court and does what she always does. She fights. She plays beautiful tennis. The rallies are incredible, her athleticism is off the charts, and the crowd is into it. But here's where the story gets interesting. Sitting in the VIP section, surrounded by security guards and separated from the regular crowd, is a little girl. Not just any little girl. This is the daughter of Sheikh Khalid al-Rashid, a billionaire who values his privacy so much that most people don't even know what he looks like. But his daughter, she's a massive tennis fan. And according to everyone who was there, she wasn't cheering for the big-name players. She wasn't waving at the former champions. She was holding a tiny Filipino flag and screaming her heart out for Alex Eala. Think about that for a second. Out of all the players she could admire, this girl connected with Alex. The match ends, Alex wins, and normally this is where players pack up their bags, sign a few tennis balls for fans, wave politely, and disappear into the locker room to ice their knees and check Instagram. But something made Alex stop. She looked up into the stands and saw this little girl staring at her with these huge, starstruck eyes. Now, approaching the VIP section where a Sheikh's family is sitting is not something you just do. Security guards immediately tensed up. You don't walk up to billionaire royalty without permission. But the Sheikh did something unexpected. He raised his hand and signaled the guards to stand down. He wanted to see what would happen. Alex walked over to the barrier, and what she did next is the reason we're all here talking about this. She didn't pull out a signed tennis ball. She didn't grab a wristband or a towel. She reached into her bag and pulled out her match-used racket. Let me explain something to you. A tennis player's racket is sacred. It's custom-weighted, perfectly strung to their exact specifications, and it's literally the extension of their arm. It's the tool they use to make their living. You don't just give that away, especially when you're a young player who probably can't afford to replace it easily. But Alex didn't hesitate. She handed it over the railing, smiled that genuine warm smile, and said something like, "This is for you, keep dreaming." The crowd literally gasped. Cameras started flashing everywhere. And the little girl, she burst into tears, clutching that racket like it was made of solid gold. Sheikh Khalid Al-Rashid stood up from his seat. He didn't say anything in that moment. He just gave Alex a deep, respectful nod. The kind of nod that says, "I see you." Alex walked away thinking she just made a kid's birthday. She had absolutely no idea that she had just changed her entire life. For the next few hours, social media buzzed a little bit. People posted, "Oh, that's sweet," and moved on. Alex probably grabbed dinner, called her parents, maybe watched some TV in her hotel room. Just another day on tour. But behind the scenes, inside the palace of Sheikh Khalid Al-Rashid, something extraordinary was happening. The Sheikh was reportedly deeply moved, not just by the gift itself, but by the purity of the gesture. In a world full of athletes who won't sign autographs unless cameras are rolling, here was a young woman who gave away her most important possession without asking for anything in return, without even thinking about what she might get back. Sources close to the family told reporters that the Sheikh kept talking about it. It wasn't about the racket, it was about what the moment represented. He saw genuine kindness, humility, and passion. He saw someone who understood that making a child happy was more important than keeping a piece of equipment. And here's where this story goes absolutely nuclear. The Sheikh decided he wanted to do more than just send a thank you note. He wanted to make a statement. He wanted to ensure that a person with Alex's talent and heart would never have to worry about money again. While Alex was relaxing in her hotel, probably scrolling through her phone or doing some light stretching, a royal convoy was being dispatched. Not a single courier, an actual convoy. Then the press release hit. The official statement from the office of Sheikh Khalid Al-Rashid dropped and the entire tennis world stopped breathing. Let me read you the key parts because the wording is powerful. "Today, my daughter received a gift that she will treasure for the rest of her life." But more than the object itself, she received a lesson in generosity from Alex Eala. In a world often driven by transaction, Miss Ella showed us the power of pure connection. Her gesture not only touched my daughter's heart, but also reminded us of the true value of kindness and passion. Beautiful, right? That could have been the end of it. A nice heartwarming story that would get shared a few thousand times and forgotten by next week. But the statement kept going. To honor this spirit and to support a young athlete who represents the future of this sport with such grace, I am honored to announce an exclusive partnership. My organization will officially sponsor Alex Eala's career moving forward. When I tell you the entire tennis community froze, I mean everyone stopped what they were doing. Because this wasn't a normal sponsorship. This wasn't a patch on a sleeve or a few boxes of free tennis shoes. The details that started leaking out were staggering. We're talking about a mega deal that analysts are estimating to be worth tens of millions of US dollars per year. Let me break down what this reportedly includes, and you're going to lose your mind. Full coaching support means Alex now has access to the absolute best coaches in the world, and someone else is paying their salaries. Elite training facilities means unlimited access to private courts and high-performance centers in both the Middle East and Europe, the same facilities that only the top 5 players in the world normally get to use. Private jet travel for tournaments, so she arrives rested and ready instead of exhausted from economy flights and layovers. Top-tier physiotherapists, nutritionists, sports psychologists, and equipment, basically everything a champion needs. And support to compete in major tournaments across the Middle East region, which means wildcards and opportunities that would normally take years to earn. This is Roger Federer-level support. This is Serena Williams-level backing. And it was given to Alex not because she won a Grand Slam, not because she's ranked number 1, but because she made a little girl smile. So how did Alex react when she found out? Reports say she was in her hotel lobby when the delegation arrived to present the contract. Picture this. You're a young athlete, you've been grinding for years, you're worried about how you're going to pay for next month's training, and suddenly a group of officials walks in carrying a document that's about to change your entire existence. Alex read through it, saw the numbers, saw the opportunities, and according to everyone who was there, she completely broke down. There's a video circulating right now that's making millions of people cry. Alex is holding the letter, her hands are visibly shaking, and she's not celebrating, she's not popping champagne or calling everyone she knows to brag. She's weeping. Through tears, she reportedly said, "I just wanted to make her smile. I didn't expect this. I've never experienced anything like this. Thank you so much." That reaction tells you everything you need to know about who Alex is as a person. This wasn't greed, this was relief. The relief of knowing that the impossible road just became possible. The relief of knowing that her sacrifices and her family's sacrifices weren't in vain. Why is this deal so world-changing for Alex? Because tennis is expensive, and for players from Southeast Asia, the obstacles are even bigger. Many incredibly talented players quit every single year simply because they run out of money before they can break through. With this deal, Alex Eala is now financially unburdened. She can focus 100% on her tennis without worrying about whether she can afford the flight to the next tournament. She can hire the tactical coaches who can help her crack the top 10. She can take care of her body with cutting-edge sports science. This levels the playing field in a way that's almost unprecedented. The underdog from the Philippines now has the resources of a titan. Other players on tour are reportedly stunned, some are probably jealous, but most are in awe because this sends a message that character counts, that being a good human being actually matters in a world that often feels like it only rewards ego and selfishness. The Sheikh's investment isn't just in a tennis player, it's in an ambassador, someone who represents the next generation of global athletes who lead with kindness. This story is a fairy tale, but it's real life and it's happening right now. It's a reminder that you genuinely never know who's watching when you do something kind. You never know when a simple gesture of humanity will come back to you multiplied by 1,000. Sheikh Khalid al-Rashid has done something incredible here. He's empowered a young woman to chase her dreams without limits, and honestly, to the Sheikh's daughter, happy birthday because you didn't just get a racket, you helped launch a legacy. This is the kind of story that makes you believe in good things again. Will this be the turning point in Alex Eala's career? With this kind of backing, will we see her in the top 10 by next year? The possibilities are endless now. From struggling to pay for training to having unlimited resources, Alex's journey is just beginning and we all get to witness it. Remember, one act of kindness changed everything. One moment of genuine human connection created a miracle. Stay kind, stay humble, and never underestimate the power of making someone smile because you never know what's waiting around the corner.